Hello and welcome to the 2021 Design Challenge webinar on preparing your project proposal. My name is Rachel Romero and I'm the Design Challenge Competition Manager here at NREL. Presenting with me today, we have Holly Carr, Acting Solar Decathlon Director, and Nathan Carr, Business Development Manager at Energy Logic. And we'll be hearing more from both of them shortly. Today, we are going to go over a quick welcome to the Design Challenge, go over an overview of the Design Challenge information you'll need to know, cover some logistics, hear from a past juror and alum, and cover your next submission, the project proposal, in more detail. So with that, we want to welcome you to the 2020 Design Challenge. What a unique opportunity you have chosen to participate in. And this is a very big undertaking, we understand, but it's a very exciting process and very rewarding. You're also joining the Solar Decathlon community that represents over 4,000 alumni. So embrace this opportunity and enjoy this experience as we go along. As you can see, what an amazing group you are in for the 2021 Design Challenge. There are over 103 participating teams this year, 75 participating collegiate institutions. Of that, 46 are returning collegiate institutions, and 29 new collegiate institutions have decided to participate. The teams come from 12 countries across the world, in 29 U.S. states. We have seen a 61% increase in new participant institutions since last year, and a 26% increase in participant teams since last year as well. So a record-breaking group, and we're so excited to have you all with us for the 2021 Design Challenge. We're going to be talking about your project proposal today, and Holly and I and the team would encourage you to really take this opportunity. It's your first draft for the design portfolio, your final submission. It's really an opportunity to share progress on your project. It's also an opportunity to get early feedback from some of our guest reviewers that will be helping the organizers out. And finally, the project proposals help us select finalist teams, which is so an important part of the competition and distinguishes our finalist teams from our participant teams. So I hope you're working hard on that and getting ready to submit that. We are so looking forward to the Solar Decathlon competition event in April, and there will be many new and exciting ways to engage people virtually. We are looking forward to sharing this with you as we finalize the details. Those challenge students under the Solar Decathlon will also be offering information about their design and construction projects that you'll have an opportunity to participate in. So we're excited for all of that as well. All right, with that, let's get into a quick overview of the Design Challenge to make sure you have all the information you need to compete. Before each team gets started, please review the Design Challenge rules found on the Solar Decathlon website. The rules provide information such as important dates, summary of deliverables, requirements for your division, and details about each contest category. Make sure you review this each time before you complete a submission. This will help you ensure you've met the requirements and that you're ready for your submission and what's coming next. An updated version will be released at the end of January 2021 with minimal edits and small clarifications. Here's the timeline of important dates for the competition. So now we are coming up on our February 16th project proposal deadline. And based on that, up to 70 finalist teams, up to 10 in each of the 7 divisions are selected as finalists. All teams are invited to participate in the competition event, so everyone should plan on finishing their project, no matter what. We are completing periodic team check-ins. These check-ins are on Zoom, and attendance is encouraged by at least one team member, if not your whole team. The organizers will provide valuable information, critical updates, and provide a venue to ask questions. Our agenda is set every time. We do like to do a roll call. We'll provide updates. We'll answer any questions that have been submitted to us and go over any live questions during that call as well. So make sure that you have the dates for those. Our next call is planned for February 2nd. And then we will have a call after we select our finalist teams, and then one before the competition event. Recordings are also on the project site if teams are interested in that. We do have 2 design partners still available. First, Lowe's in the retail building division has a project that's available. I'd encourage you to check this out on the project site. But this building is in North Carolina, and they are looking for a team to partner with them for a project if you have not selected a project at this time. Also very exciting in the retail division as CJ Real Estate LLC has brought in also retail building. This is the design and construction of a shell retail building that will house a Starbucks. And they will give you a work letter to share to the interested team, and they're hoping to get a partner team working on that. All right, the competition event, as we said, up to 70 teams will be selected as finalists, 10 teams per division, based on the evaluation of the project proposal submission, which is why this is so important. And then finalist teams at the competition event will present to 3 to 5 division jurors, but all teams are welcome to attend the competition event this year. So what happens during the competition event? To start, we'll gather everyone for a kickoff. Students will then present their design to jurors who will choose the top teams in each division and provide valuable feedback to all. Winners from each division are awarded trophies. You'll see those on the right-hand side of your screen. And first, second, and third place winners will be announced for each division. Then the first place division winners will present to a grand jury who will choose a grand winner for the residential and commercial categories following their overview presentation. Ultimately, the 2 design challenge grand winners will be selected, and we'll talk more about the competition event as we get closer. All right, a few logistics for the competition. The project site is where you submitted your team application and optional project proposal. And this continues to be an important part of the competition. There are organizer updates are sent out through this project site, and this is where you can access resources in addition to your submissions as well. So a few parts on the left-hand side of the project site, you'll see that we have quick links. Please review those. We add new things to that frequently. Then you will also have a timeline at the top telling you when the next submission is due. And then one person from each team created your team to complete your submission, but they then need to invite each team member to join them. And you can do that at the bottom of the quick links. It says add team member, and you can invite each team member to join. And make sure you, each person registers so that they're receiving the competition email update. So these team messages are sent to all the team members registered for the project site. We provide competition updates. We share when new resources are posted, when these webinars are posted, any upcoming events such as team calls. We're trying for about one message per week, but this will increase as we get near the competition event. For educational resources, please take a look under the quick links on the project site under 2021 Design Challenge software. There you can access the required building science training. There is energy modeling software for both residential and commercial building types, financial analysis software, and environmental impact analysis software. So make sure you check that out. Our required building science, there are two ways to go about this. So either complete the building science training. The HeatSpring modules are, all the training is on HeatSpring this year. They're on-demand videos and resources are there, and then quizzes are given for each video. And then there's a completion certificate that will be issued at the end of this. Additionally, if you have taken equivalent coursework, your faculty advisor can provide a waiver for equivalent coursework at the time of the project proposal submission. Other tools and software that we have, so REMRate and Ecotrope are being offered for residential energy performance evaluation, as well as OpenStudio and Ripple for commercial energy performance evaluation. For RS Means, we do have one license per team, and you can send an email to us at sddesign@nrel.gov to request that. A complete financial analysis is not required until the design portfolio is not part of your project proposal. And then we have provided one-click LCA to help your work in the Embodied Environmental Impact Contest for this year. So check that all out on the project site. And with that, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Nathan Carr. He's the Business Development Manager at Energy Logic and Sustainably Built. We are so excited to have him with us today. He is a Design Challenge alum and has also been a juror. So thank you for being here today.
Rachel, thank you for having me. I love the competition. I love the program. I love the opportunity that gave me when I was in school. And I'm really excited for all of the students who are going to get the opportunity to come and learn and be a part of this whole process. So Rachel asked me to give some advice as a juror, letting you all get some insight about things that I'm going to be looking for and looked for as a juror, and things that you should really be thinking about. So I have, 4 pieces of advice that I would really look through and make sure that you're on top of. First, as Rachel had mentioned earlier, make sure you're following all of the program rules. We have looked through proposals and seen amazing projects and then be sad to see that they've missed one of the sections. So if you could make sure that you're competing in all of the areas that's going to help your score and help you be competitive in this program. The next thing that I would say to anybody who is out here, the design partners are amazing. Look for other industry connections as well, whether it's a general contractor, an architect, an engineer, an energy rater, an HVAC contractor. All of these people are going to be able to give you feedback and new information about what you were trying to do and what the feasibility is, how it's going to be accepted by the industry. Really important pieces of information that you'll be able to use to make better decisions and inform your design. And speaking of decision making, this is my next rule. or next piece of information, I would say really work to justify your decisions, whether it's why you chose a specific wall system, why you decided to use the specific HVAC. Make sure that you have some sort of justification in there, whether it's for energy or cost or carbon or comfort or ease of construction. Really going back to letting the jurors know that this is why you made your decision is going to help them better judge what's going on. And then the last thing that I would always suggest, spend some time reading through your proposal. Spell check is fantastic, but it does not catch everything. So get somebody else to look at it, get a friend, get another professor to look at it, somebody who can help you make sure that this is as professional put together as possible. So that is my advice for you all as participants. I'm really excited to see what you all put together. It's going to be a fantastic year.
Thank you, Nathan. That's great advice. As someone who sees the submissions, for sure, having someone else review those submissions is really key and can make a big difference, especially when we have professionals looking at the team submissions. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. So now we're going to go into a few more details on the project proposal that you are preparing to submit. All right, so on February 16th, as we discussed, you'll submit your project proposal. We'll be discussing the format of this shortly. Also at this time, you'll need to complete your building science training. So either have completed the coursework through HeatSpring or have your faculty say that you've completed equivalent coursework. So we will then notify finalist teams in early March. And then you can see here, there are submissions on March 30th, April 6th, and April 13th for the competition event in April. So in the design challenge, documentation is vital to conveying your design to the organizers and jurors. So the project pitch has been completed. That was optional, and we saw many, many great project pitches. And so now we're going to discuss the project proposal in detail. Make sure you check out the next webinar for information on the design portfolio as well as you work towards that. Please note that when teams are looking at documents from past winners, the project submissions have changed. So make sure to follow the instructions for this year's competition that you'll find in the rules. Okay, so the project proposal is two components. First is the updated project summary. So if you completed the project pitch back in November, December, that included your 2-page project summary. So you'll complete that, and then you'll also submit a design concept. They are to be submitted as 2 independent PDFs, in addition to some information on the project site submission form. So the project proposal is evaluated on the effectiveness of the project summary. And really, we're going to talk about that specifically, but that's a 2-page summary. Additionally, we'll be looking at the impact of various factors on the design constraints, including your target market and building occupant characteristics. So have you described your target market in a manner that is compelling and sharing why your house or building needs to be of this design? Your building occupants, so you know who your occupants are and what their needs are. Also share your local climate and any related building science issues, and then any code constraints or standards that you see for this area. Share your design goals. What are you hoping to achieve with your building? And then we're also looking to hear about how your team plans to complete the design portfolio. What simulations do you need to run? What software do you need to use? What project team meetings do you need to have to ensure that you're going to get to the design portfolio? We'll also be looking for compliance with formatting and division definitions. I know that's maybe not the most important thing to teams, but to our jurors and reviewers, the consistency from team to team is really important as they look at your information. So here's an example of the project summary. The project summary is a high-level description of the project. It provides context of your building, your goals, highlights, and key project data that help us understand if you've met division requirements. We have provided a template for this as well as an example. And you're not required to use the formatting of that, but just to show teams what the organizers are looking for. So you're going to include your project team and collegiate institution name as well as your division name to make sure that we are looking at the right division and right information for each team. Provide maybe some key images that help the reader understand your project. Brief description, any key technical specifications you might have, and then any project highlights that address each context. All right. There is an example, project summary example on the project site. This is our research support facility. We do an office building overview. And it's really to help your team get to understand how the content that we're looking for. So some feedback to incorporate: ensure that the project summary is a standalone independent document. It should convey your project all by itself without any other of your submission pieces. In the end, we will use your project summary to share with industry about your project. And so when that's its own standalone document, it's really helpful to have. So check that out. Follow all requirements noted in the submission form and rules. Make sure the PDFs are bookmarked. Use the full submission page limit and clearly state your collegiate institution name and division as well. Use this opportunity to be a little bit specific. How does the design meet the target market? And explicitly state that you have met the division definition stated in the rules. And then make sure you address each of the contests specifically. We want to hear what you have done in resilience. We want to hear what your team has looked at in architecture. And then, as Nathan said earlier, make sure you review carefully. Have industry partners, faculty advisors, and others review your submission. Also, we're looking for multidisciplinary representation, teams that have architects, engineers, construction management. We want to make sure that your team is well-rounded to provide a whole building solution for the competition. So some additional feedback to incorporate. Make sure you follow all the requirements noted by the boxes in the submission form on the project site. By checking these boxes, the team certifies that these requirements have been met. Also, jurors use the images provided on the project site to identify teams, so carefully select any of the images that you submit. We would love to hear about your faculty advisor and the team information, so don't forget about them as well when you're listing them. And we already discussed multidisciplinary team members. So in a quick review, the project proposal is essentially the front end of your project report and follows the same formatting requirements. So it's 2 pages for the project summary and no more than 5 pages for the design concept. But the cover, back page, and table of contents are not included in that count. Again, we ask for a single bookmarked PDF, and we'll talk about file naming here in a minute. So the design concept provides a detailed description of the design that really demonstrates the team's progress to date and how likely are you to complete the project. We want to ensure that our jurors at competition weekend are reviewing completed projects, final projects that are really high quality, and we know that you guys can do that. So it includes your team information and then more detailed descriptions than you would have given previously or in your project summary. And then we really want to see again that timeline for completion. We have provided a design concept template as a starting point. Please feel free to change the background or not use it at all, but it really is kind of a guide. It's guidance for what the design concept should look and feel like. So double check the rules as well for that. So the first part of the design concept, cover, table of contents, list of tables and figures. And then we've kind of provided checkboxes in the rules for what you should include in target market and design. Tell us about the neighborhood and the community. What's the lot? Where is it located and orientation? What's the transportation nearby? Who are the occupants of this building? Describe the setting. Tell us about the climate. And really then summarize the building science that you're looking at when you're looking at your whole building. And finally, describe to us about codes and standards and other programs your team may have selected that will influence your design. Then you'll give a page on your design goals, where you're going again in more detail, and the building systems anticipated in the design, even if they're not final. And again, plans for completing the design portfolio. We do ask for a bookmarked PDF. For the project summary, it's pretty short, but as your jurors look at 50, 60 page documents, a bookmarked PDF is very helpful. We have provided an example on the project site as well as instructions. So please make sure to check that out and review that before submitting your design concept. File naming. We have provided in the rules instructions on how to complete file naming. We use the hard brackets on the side, but the file will not be accepted if you keep the brackets. So our example here, Design Challenge Team in Attached Housing from South Table Mountain University, which we've abbreviated, submitted the design concept for submission on February 16th. You can see we are using the underscores to give it that file name. So feel free to email us if you have questions, but the file naming is really helpful as we take in a lot of documents. and ensures that the jurors are looking at the right information. Part of the file naming is you need your collegiate short name. This may be different than your traditional school short name. You get some schools that use the same initials. So that will be on the project site. A little bit of insight into how our jurors view the submissions. So you can see here, the juror period is in progress. You can see on the top left, the image that team from Penn State submitted. It gives, it helps the jurors kind of orient themselves what they're looking at. They can see that you've checked all the boxes, so they're assuming to look at a similar submission from submission to submission. And you can see that the project introduction here has been named correctly and has the correct date, and that's super helpful to have for the jurors to make sure they're looking at the right information. So to submit you'll go to the project site. You can save the submission and update, including uploading files as needed until the deadline. Please make sure to submit early to ensure that the organizers receive your project proposal. Sometimes teams have large documents that take a while to upload, so consider doing that far in advance of the deadline to ensure that it is submission. Consider practicing uploading to ensure that there are no difficulties. Again, that file naming convention can sometimes get stuck if you aren't using the right punctuation. The person who submits the document and the organizer will receive a confirmation email when the document is received. Please retain that email within your team. So as we said, we will select 10 teams per division and they will be invited to participate in the final competition event. All teams who submit a project proposal are encouraged to complete the final deliverable, the design portfolio, whether you are a finalist or not. And all teams will be able to participate. So now what? Work, iterate, and we look forward to seeing your designs. Please make sure that all your team members are added to your team on the project site. Take a look at completing the building science training modules and get your project proposals submitted via the project site before the deadline. We encourage you to share your team project progress using the hashtag SolarDecathlonDesign. We have the following social media accounts on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Flickr. And so we'd love to see your submissions there. We would like to say thank you to all of our 2021 Design Challenge sponsors. They make this competition event possible and provide a lot of resources for the teams as well. So thank you to all of our sponsors for being a part of the SolarDecathlon Design Challenge. So with that, we wish you luck, and I'd like to invite Holly Carr to say a few closing remarks.
Thanks, Rachel. Am I coming through?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Just want to close out with a few words of encouragement and a couple of reiteration of points from Rachel. First off, just so pleased to have all of you participating and have all of you here for this 2021 competition, which is our first over 100 team year. So congrats to everyone for being here and participating. You have made a great decision. And again, we really do hope that you take advantage of the Solar Decathlon community, of all the current participating teams and students, and all of the thousands, tens of thousands of alumni who are now out there in the world doing great things. And especially thank you to Nate for joining us today and providing his perspective on the competition and how to succeed. If you haven't participated before and you'd like a little additional support, I really encourage you to take advantage of the Solo Decathlon mentorship opportunity. You can check that out on our website and join that if you haven't already. Hope some of you out there will also take a look at the Starbucks retail location opportunity and see if that's something that your team might like to take on as a project. I don't like to wish you best of luck because I don't think you need luck. I think you've got what it takes, and I wish you best of work. I know you're going to be putting in a lot of time and effort and passion in the next few months to get you to the April competition event. So take good care, and we look forward to continuing to work with you in the Solo Decathlon.
Thank you, Holly, and thank you, everyone. As always, we're happy to take any questions at sddesign@nrel.gov, and we'll look forward to talking with you at the next Design Challenge check-in.